Today I'm out on a little walk along the Portuguese coastline and I want to tell you about why the Fuji X100VI was my favourite camera of this year. Now, the Fujifilm offers an incredible shooting experience. This is partly due to the form factor. It's great to hold, it's small and I can take it everywhere with me. But it's also got an incredible viewfinder that is really a joy to use. The fact that it's hybrid and switches between an OVF and an EVF is really quite special. Added to that, a great inbuilt flash and an overall package that is great to hold and compose images with, and it's easy to see why this was my favourite camera to take photos with this year. This viewfinder has just been absolutely essential for me, especially in bright sunny conditions like these. I can really see exactly what I'm taking a picture of. It's bright, it's sharp, it's crisp, and I love the way that I can use this. Next up is film simulations. Now, these have been great for me this year. I've tested out so many different ones, and right now I'm testing out Kodak Color Plus 200, so let's see how it performs. Now, I've been having a lot of fun testing all of these out this year, but there are three reasons why I think that they're incredible. Let's break it down. Now, the first reason is actually for me. During a traditional photography workflow, you almost get three images. You get the image that you see when you look through the camera, the image that you take, which is the raw file that you load up onto your computer, and then the image that you edit, which is the final product. With a film simulation, all three of those can be the same if you want them to be. Which means when I'm looking through the camera and composing my image, I'm taking the exact picture that the end product is going to be. And I can see exactly what it's going to look like. I don't have to think about how I'm going to edit it or what I'm going to enhance in post. If I want to do a JPEG only workflow, it's there and it's brilliant. The next is all about if I'm shooting with someone else. When I'm shooting with someone and I'm taking their portrait, if I take an image and then spin the camera around and show it to them, they're going to be filled with much more confidence than if I'm showing them a bland image that just comes straight out of camera on a Canon or a Nikon or a Sony. With this, I can show them the final product in the moment, and they can give me honest and open feedback about it, and then we can improve, which has been transformative for my workflow when I'm working with other people. It's also been great for me to get more of my work out there. You know that feeling when you get back from a trip and you have so many images that you have to edit on your computer and you just get bogged down and you think there's no way I can possibly do this? Well, when I'm shooting JPEGs and film simulations, I can just put them out there as soon as I've shot them and I don't have to worry about that final editing stage, which I found to be really liberating in many cases. I love some of these houses. It's incredible architecture. Plus this early morning light is wonderful. The next thing I want to talk about is the lens. It'd be remiss of me not to mention this lens because it's phenomenal. I love the fact that it's a fixed lens. 35mm is my favourite focal length. This lens is fast and sharp. But one thing that I've noticed is that when I take this on trips with me, I don't get the same sense of FOMO that I do with other cameras. So, for instance, when I take my Canon R5 with me, I'm always thinking, oh, I wish I brought that prime lens, or I wish I brought that extra zoom, etc. Whereas this, because I don't have the option for any extra lenses, and because I'm okay with the trade-off of not being able to attach a lens, but having this in a compact size that's so powerful, I don't get that same sense of, oh, I wished I had something else with me. And it's really quite refreshing as an experience. The lens itself is obviously pretty damn good. It's so sharp, it's fast enough at f2, and you can get great images of both landscapes, portraits. It's the kind of focal length that you can kind of apply to any photography style that you really like. You can give anything a good go with this thing, and that's why I love it. Next, having an ND filter. It's just such a crucial addition to this camera. It means that I can shoot f2 wide open, in bright sunlight, and I can still use ISO 640, the minimum ISO needed to get the plus 400% dynamic range on a JPEG on a film simulation. So I can get shots like this, wide open, great depth of field in the sunshine. I don't know why every camera doesn't have the built-in ND filter. I just click this and now I can shoot brilliant portraits, close-ups, anything that needs a shallow depth of field, no matter how sunny it is outside. Also, something that I've been using more recently, the flash. The flash is excellent. It's got a great flash on this thing. Because of the leaf shutter, it's got really high sync speeds as well. There's really nothing not to like about that. Just the fact that it's got one included in this compact form factor is such a bonus. Many of the other small cameras that I use that are kind of this size don't have one, and so it's just another thing to appreciate. What I really think this boils down to is I've used a bunch of other cameras this year. My Sony ZV-E1 I'm shooting on now, my Canon R5, the Ricoh GR3, many different film cameras, my Canon RP, but this is different. And the reason why it's different is because those other ones feel much more like tools that help me create an image. This one feels like much more of an experience that I'm plugged into. And I think a lot of that comes down to the shooting experience itself, with the viewfinder, the flash, the compactness of the body, and all of the custom buttons and dials. It feels like I'm really plugged into how this works, and it feels like an extension of me. I've got everything set up. The ND filters mapped to a custom button, the face and eye detection on-off switch mapped to a custom button. I just know what everything feels like. I can press this and it'll start recording video. It really is set up in a way that I can just really love and enjoy. And then couple that with how I can dial in a custom look for all the colors with all the different film simulations, and you've got yourself just such a compelling photography package. And that's why I'm so passionate about it, and that's why I think it's become so successful. It's almost like what I imagine owning a Leica would be like, having never owned a Leica. Anyway, what do you think? Is this the camera of the year for you, or is there something else that you've got your eye on? I'd be really interested to know what you think down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, I make videos like this every single week, so make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.